Oh, what a difference a month makes. Like this time in August, we're talking about hosepipe bans and heat waves. It's done nothing but rain in September. Grab yourself something hot to drink and let's get into another video, shall we? Enjoy. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another video here at Benham Media. It's an absolute pleasure to have all you here today. Hopefully just a quick little one today, talking about Vero. Because let's face it, unless you've lived under a rock recently, almost everybody who is anybody who is a photographer or who's a fan of photography has in fact jumped over to Vero and has started to try it out. And this isn't really a review of Vero. This isn't really sort of like a negative or a positive or anything like that. This is just me using it for a while and sort of basically bringing in my own sort of thoughts and opinions of it, because there are thousands upon thousands of hours on YouTube, on other social media platforms talking about this application, and you know, there is a huge divide for it. Is it the new Instagram, or is it just something new for us to sort of post on? So let's all get into it, shall we? So firstly, if you haven't heard of Vero, let me just sort of break it down a little bit for you. Vero is a new platform, and I'm using new in sort of inverted commas here because it's not new. It's been out for a number of years, but it's only recently resurfaced as a sort of a new way to post your content onto another social media app, basically. And the reason why I think it's exploded is because top creators such as Peter McKinnon, for example, seems to have had a bit of a contact with them and is now plugging them as going to be the new next thing that a photographer should be sort of on top with. And I do sort of get it. But let's speak briefly about Instagram, and I'm not going to sit here and slate Instagram and start telling you how crap it is, because we know how bad Instagram is at the moment. Yes, Instagram is going through some changes. It is going through some massive changes, and these changes have happened in such a short space of time that creators like myself and other people, we quite haven't caught up with it yet. Like, we're still sort of trying to figure out what the algorithm is, what we need to grow, what we need to post. Is it videos? Is it photos? Is it stories? And I think at the end of the road, the original content creators that were on sort of Instagram are sick to death with it now, because for me personally, my growth has pretty much stopped. It has died on its backside. And I was always wondering what it was like for the top creators on the platform, like the Peter McKinnons. And I did in fact find his video about Vero very, very interesting, because he also spoke about how bad his Instagram has been in recent months. And yet he's still talking about the hundreds of thousands and the thousands of likes that he still gets from his, I don't know, 5 million, 6 million followers that he has on the platform. And even he says that it seemed to have stopped overnight, pretty much boom. And it is down to the new algorithm that sort of Instagram has stuck in. And yeah, it is frustrating, because for a while I was starting to get some decent traction. I was starting to be followed by people who actually want to be sort of follow my work. And now it just seems that, you know, I get a few followers and they seem to disappear, which brings me on the sort of the way of thinking that maybe these type of followers, this is something that I think Instagram needs to have a look at, is that these type of followers that I get, like I had a kitchen knife brand follow me the other week, which is fair enough if they want to approach me for product photography, but they didn't seem to want that. They seemed to have wanted me to sort of follow them because they followed me. And there was no sort of contact. They tagged me in a few posts of their photographs, and then they just sort of like 3 days later unfollowed me. Now I'm sort of floating at the moment between 1,117 to 1,126 followers. And that seems to go up and down, up and down, up and down. So I'm wondering as well, does the Instagram algorithm look at that going, well, you know, he's been followed, so let's show him to other people. And then when all of a sudden these accounts start to unfollow me, maybe the new algorithm's going, well, you know, quite clearly, he is not somebody that people want to follow, so we'll stop pushing him and his sort of posts as well. So I do feel that Instagram need to have a look at the sort of these, I say spam accounts. They are real accounts mostly, but these type of accounts where, you know, I get some person from the Eastern Europe asking me if I want to have saucy pictures from their WhatsApp group. No, I am happily married. I am sensationally pleased with the lady that I've ended up with. I do not need for you to text me any sort of unwanted materials, and then all of a sudden they unfollow you. And these are people who have no posts, who have no sort of, they don't follow people, but a lot of people follow them. And I think that's also damaging the algorithm a little bit. So I think Instagram need to have a look at these people who follow and unfollow so quickly and start putting blocks on their material. Like if that's all they're on the platform for, then they need to start really sort of knuckling down that. And I can imagine that's going to be quite different. So for people who actually used Instagram for what it was primarily made for, to share content with people who are interested in seeing that particular content. For me, it's photography. It's anything from landscape to street photography to portrait. And for a very, very long time, that's all that I saw on my feed. I saw something that I liked it, I shared it, I followed the person in question, and then all of a sudden I started seeing more of their work, but also more sort of people who are similar to it, which is where I got a lot of my traction from as well. And in situations like this as well, is that I'm not seeing posts from people who I actually like anymore on Instagram. And this is another frustration fact, is that there is a wonderful guy who I really, really like on Instagram. I love his work. He does some sensational sort of content where it's from sort of like products to sort of like mythical mystery figurines and stuff. And you know, I don't see anything from him for a while, and all of a sudden he likes one of my posts. I'm like, oh my god, yeah. And then I end up sort of liking 15 to 16 of his photographs because I've not seen anything for a while, because my feed is constantly bombarded by content that I'm not really interested in. So when something new comes along, yeah, straight away people will sort of jump on it. And that is something which has come from Instagram. The way that I look at Instagram at the moment is that even though I know it's crap, I still go back to it on a daily basis. I still spend hours of my day flicking through the reels, flicking through the posts, liking photographs that I do in fact actually like, and I might follow somebody every now and then. And I see it a bit like a job. It's the job that you know you don't like, but you still have to wake up every single day and go back to it because, face it, you've got to pay the bills. And that's what Instagram feels like to me. So I feel obligated to go to it and have a look at it, because it's the only way that I can sort of post my work and try to sort of get my brand out there. And you know, even though I know that I'm probably only going to get like 30 to 50 likes for a photograph, at least I'm getting some sort of traction. And I am happy to say that the majority of the people who are liking my posts aren't people who are following me straight away. So there is a little bit of sort of improvement there. But the people who actually do follow me don't seem to be seeing my posts as much. So when this new application started to sort of rise to the top again, Vero, all of a sudden, everybody who I know on Instagram in the photography field started jumping off Instagram like it was the Titanic, like rats in the Titanic, jumping ship and trying out this new app. So let's have a little bit more of a detailed look at Vero and what exactly it is as an application. So Vero, it is a photo sharing application, and yeah, it has not changed the game whatsoever. As an application, it does exactly what it says on the tin. You post a photograph, or we'll get into a little bit more detail, but a link of something or a recommendation of something, and it goes onto the app and people can then start looking at it and liking it. And if they like what they see, they can then follow you, and then vice versa. What I like about this application is that it's very pleasing on the eye. It looks great. As you're scrolling down the feed, the background changes with the color palette of the photograph or link that you are seeing. It looks a lot better. It feels a lot better. I like the fact that it's not just an application, it's also a desktop application. So I don't need to try to get all my photographs from my laptop onto my phone so I can post them onto the application itself. It does mean that I can log on with a web browser and upload photographs that way. The image quality seems to be a little bit better, but only if you click on the photograph itself. If you're looking at the thumbnail, it does compress it slightly, but if you click on the photographs, the image quality looks a lot better. Also, it shows the photos and the post in sort of like order of when they were in fact post, like Instagram did at one point. Instead of you getting posts like from 4 months ago or anything like that, you will see posts that have happened in order of them being posts. And that's a pro and a negative in my opinion, and I'll explain why in a second. As what it is a photo posting application. Yeah, you can post links, which I like. You can post an exact link to my YouTube videos and my channels, so you don't have to sit there and go, right, I need to sort of click onto the stories and then go and find his video, or I need to go into his bio and click on the link there and stuff like that. I can literally put up a link a little bit like Facebook or a little bit like LinkedIn, and you can click on the link and you get taken to the video. And that segue to Facebook is what I'm going to sort of slightly to match Vero with. Because what I don't like about Vero is, quite simply, is that it doesn't let you discover new people. It doesn't have an algorithm, which is one of the things that they are using as a positive when it comes to come to our app. You know, we don't have an algorithm. We're not going to bombard you with crap. But do you know what? I need that crap. We need that crap, because how are we going to discover new people? How are we going to get discovered without that algorithm? It is great that they don't have one and they're using it as a marketing campaign, because it also does mean that you don't get bombarded by stuff you don't want to see. But then again, no one's going to come and see you, no one's going to discover you, and unless you are actually looking for new photographers, unless you go into the hashtag photography or street photography, anything like that, you're not going to discover new creatives, which is the other negative. You only see the people who you follow on the application. So for example, I went on it yesterday and I've not been on it for a few days, and all of a sudden I've got a lot of posts that I've not seen, so I start liking them. Like, oh, that's really good. Like. And then I went again on it today, and because they've not posted every single day, because these people are still sort of like trying to figure out the app themselves, there was only 2 posts for me to like before I got to the post that I've already seen, which for a sharing application, because it doesn't attract me, because it doesn't make, Instagram makes you stay there for a while because, oh, what's next? With Vero, you don't. You're seeing 2 or 3 posts you've not seen, and then you turn it off. And generally what happens is I will post something, I will spend 3 or 4 minutes or 5 minutes on the application catching up with my friends' content, and then I don't look at it for 3 days. Which, if you are a sharing application, if I'm getting my work out there, I want people to be sort of interested in the application that I'm sharing it in. For me, that is definitely a con. It doesn't attract people. It doesn't make people stay on it long enough for you to be discovered, which takes us back to the algorithm, because if you post something and people don't go on it to 3 or 4 days, but they follow a few more people, and all of a sudden your post is at the top, then someone goes on there, and someone goes on there, and someone goes on there, your post is so far down that, again, these people who you do follow or who follow you don't actually see your post unless they actively go looking for you. And that is the sort of the flip side of it. Like, you have to actively go looking for somebody. Even in my chat that I've got on Instagram, we're sort of like swapping our names, going, oh no, find me here, because people can't find each other. So, oh yeah, no, I'm on Vero. Oh yeah, what's your name? And they go looking and say, oh, I can't find you. And all of a sudden you've got to sort of type the link. So we're still using Instagram to find each other on Vero. So again, that is a little bit sort of like backwards for an application. Another thing which I've noticed with Vero is the fact of the matter is, I get work from Instagram. I get companies approach me sometimes going, hey, I like what you're doing here. Would you want to sort of like do some promotional work? Do you want to come along with us? I have models who find me on Instagram saying, listen, do you fancy coming out for a shoot? Or it's just how I meet other models and say, listen, I like your look. Do you want to come out for a shoot? Or I see brands, or I find magazines, or I find ways to sort of expand my network. Vero doesn't offer that. And this is the reason why. Almost no models or publications are on Vero. We are only photographers on Vero. And photographers don't necessarily want to hire more photographers. So what Vero is a way of showing your work to other photographers. And yeah, that's brilliant. Look at my work, isn't it lovely? But like I said before, it's only the people who you are following seeing it. So a brand new photographer's not going to discover you, and then they're not going to like what you do. If you're only looking to share your work with other professionals, then it's fantastic. But if you are looking for other work, if you're trying to use this as your portfolio to attract clients, they're not on Vero. So you're putting in an extra sort of step in your day of sharing on social media, just for simply for someone to go, oh, that looks pretty good. Like, unlike what Instagram still sort of does, it still has that sort of like little mentality of like someone could potentially find you and go, I like this person, I like their style, I'm gonna connect, I'm gonna open up. And that is sort of like a real sort of side swipe for me. You know, not only do I not spend enough time on it because it doesn't attract me, it's not gonna get me any work. So I post every now and then. And another thing as well is that the majority of people who I follow already on Instagram, because those are the people that I found. Yeah, I've discovered a couple more photographers who are sort of like on Vero, but then again, they don't post often. So a lot of people who I'm liking on Vero, I've already liked their posts on Instagram. So I'm sort of like only liking their post to support them on a platform when I've already sort of technically supported them on another platform. And how you can sort of post as well doesn't make sense to me a little bit. Like you've got 4 options and I can't quite remember off the top of my head. I should have actually had it open for me. Actually, let's have a quick little look. So here it is. So you've got the options of close friends, you've got friends, you've got acquaintances, and then you've got followers. And obviously if you go across the entire 4, everybody who you follow or who follows you will see your work. But I don't quite get, why wouldn't you want to share it with everybody? Like, yeah, if you've taken a photo shoot and, you know, you're sort of like, well, I want to share it with the one person because, you know, it's their photo shoot. But then if you do it just to close friends, then anybody who's a close friend is going to see it anyway. But then I would assume that everybody would have been a close friend. Also, maybe I'm not big enough or famous enough as a creator, as a photographer, to have sort of like a members only club, which sort of seems to me that is what this is for. Is, you know, this is for you guys. This is a sort of a particular photograph that I have taken that I do want you guys to view because you are the special followers who follow me relentlessly, and you know, and the rest of them can sort of like wait until I sort of like premiere it properly. So that I don't sort of understand. Like, and if you are one of these photographers who do use this sort of like the step system, please let me know in the comments why you use it and how you use it, because I would be quite interested to see how many people sit there and you choose to sort of show their posts to 2 or 3 people rather than the entire platform. But guys, you know, that is the difference. I don't think it is an improvement on Instagram. I will still continue to use Instagram, and I will probably use Instagram more than what I use Vero for. I am interested to see what you have to say about it. So please, please, please let me know in the comments below and we'll have a little chat about that. If you are interested, I will also leave my links to Vero and Instagram in the description below as well. And you know, if you fancy coming over and saying hello, that would be awesome. You know, this is my honest opinion. I'm not gonna sit here and I'm not one of the guys who sort of has been approached by Vero and go, listen, can you tell everybody how great it is so we can get all the Instagram stuff coming across? But guys, yeah, that's it. Please, please let me know in the comments what you think of it, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful in your decision making to sort of jump ship onto Vero, but I would not recommend deleting your Instagram account just yet, because I have also heard along the grapevine that Instagram is looking at changing their way of thinking because the people have spoken. But until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and if you've made it this far in the video, well done. why not hit that like button, because it does help out the channel. But guys, thank you so much, and I've been butt guysing quite a fair bit in this final stint, so I'm gonna go rear end guys. That might be funny, and there's a car outside making a lot of noise. I'm gonna end it here. Thank you so much, and bye. Turns out I had a lot more to say about that than I originally thought. Was I talking too fast? I feel like I was talking too fast. This is a really long video. I am so sorry. If you have made it this far, and I'm quite clearly going to stick this at the end, because why else would I be sitting in my empty studio talking to myself? Hit the like button, subscribe. Love you all.